So 2 days ago, there was the death of an artist named Oliver Tree. A lot of people are talking about some stuff, seeing some symbolism that were in his music videos, things that seem to be predicting his death. And this is what we see all the time when it comes to Hollywood, when it comes to the music industry. Satan is the god of this system. And a lot of these people sell their souls to get to the place that they are at. If you think that sounds crazy, you think that sounds far-fetched, as a Christian, read your Bible. What happened to Jesus when he was in the wilderness? Satan came along and said, if you bow to me, I will give you all the kingdoms of the world. Just bow to me. You think he stopped? You think he only gave that offer to Jesus? No, he's giving that offer to all people who are willing to take it. And the industry is ruled by Satan himself. Many celebrities have come out and said that they had to sign their name in a contract. And at the time, they didn't believe in anything, so they just went with it. But once they were in that system, they wanted out. It was no longer fun. It was all controlled. They started being forced to do things that they didn't want to do. And there are some people who do things willfully. But let's get into this. I want to show you guys a video that came out by Oliver Tree. He was signed to Atlantic Records, and he just recently, like weeks ago, maybe months ago, weeks ago, I think, pulled out and started releasing his own independent music. Check out what he says in this video.
I just got word that my album is no longer coming out. Love You Madly, Hate You Badly is officially canceled, and I'm parting ways with Atlantic Records. Behind the scenes has been nothing short of a nightmare. I have no marketing budgets for music videos, no digital ad spend. Nobody really cares in the building, it seems like. I made a lot of money for Atlantic Records, and they don't seem to remember that. I have gotten no support. They forgot to ingest multiple songs into the system, which means the songs didn't come out. I had a Valentine's Day breakout song that didn't even get released because someone forgot to put it in. I don't really understand how that's possible. I've made them tens of millions of dollars, but they don't remember that. So, the music is owned by them. The remainder of the music will not be coming out. I will always continue to make music. Thank you for everyone who supported me. I can't wait to release more music at some point at a later time, but for now, there is nothing on the horizon. I'm so sorry, and I love you guys.
So he's making an official announcement saying that Atlantic Records were not even putting his music out. Like, they were holding back his creativity. He had things that he wanted to do from his own mind, you know, his own ideas, his own music, his own creativity, and they were not even putting that stuff out. If you have not heard of this before, that people in the music industry, unless you like really, really sell out completely, you will never be rich and famous. You might be famous. You'll never be rich like Lil Wayne or Oprah or something like that. You don't get to that level if you don't completely sell out. You look at interviews with TLC, and they said they sold 10 million albums and they were still broke. Why? Because they were making the industry rich. I know at least one band who made it to a major record label, and I talked to them about this, and they said, yeah, we barely make a few cents on every album that sells. The way we make our money, we book our own shows, we print and sell our own merch and our own CDs, and that's why they have to tour all the time. It's not just to have fun and tour. It's a job. They have to tour, else they don't get paid. That's how they make their money. They make deals with the venue, and they make a profit off the ticket sales. They print their own shirts and sell them, usually at a higher price, 20 to 40 bucks, and that's how they make their money. And sometimes I guess they buy their own CDs and sell them at a jacked up price. The industry is so corrupt, so messed up. You can be completely famous but still be broke. So that was him talking about Atlantic Records. I looked into, what does the name Atlantic even mean? This word, it traces back to the mythological Titan Atlas, who was condemned to hold up the heavens. It is also connected to the legendary island of Atlantis. Very interesting. Atlantis was this amazing utopia city. It was called the Golden Age. So when you hear Trump talking about the Golden Age, this dates back to Atlantis. And it was supposed to be this like utopian world where there's free energy and everybody had everything. That's why it was called the Golden Age. And that city sunk. Now there's some esoteric people that think that they can revive Atlantis and recreate the Golden Age. And it's just really interesting that this record label calls themselves Atlantic with this hypnotic wheel as their logo, or it could be a lot of sixes or a portal, and you see it right there. Now listen to what he says in this interview, because this was days or weeks before his death.
When I die, I've set it up, my will is set up that when I pass, my family, no one's gonna get a penny. If I have a wife or kids or anything, not getting a penny.
Oliver Tree sharing unconventional wishes for his will just weeks before his death in a helicopter crash in Brazil.
Just weeks before his death, he was talking about his death. So if you know Masonic numbers, 32, 33, very significant numbers, and he died at age 32 in a helicopter crash. It's a very ironic way to pass away. It says Oliver Tree passed away on Sunday, June 14th, 2026. The 32-year-old musician and internet personality was tragically killed in a mid-air helicopter collision over Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Remember this date, June 14th. That's 6/14/2026, and he's 32 years old. So he died right before his 33rd birthday, and he died with some other people. And we're going to get into that. Listen to the lyrics of this video that just came out 3 months ago. 3 months ago before he died. Listen to what the lyrics say.
I'll hate you till the day I'm dead. Put flowers on my tombstone. 'Cause I'll hate you till the day I'm dead.
Now he's saying I'll hate you till the day I'm dead, but he's saying put flowers on my tombstone. That's the chorus. That's the hook. And the name of the song is called Flowers. And you might think, oh, flowers, that's sweet. No. He's saying, I'll hate you till the day I'm dead. Put flowers on my tombstone. And look what he's doing. He's cleaning a bunch of aircrafts. Now, I know this is an airplane and he died in a helicopter accident, but what do we see right here? He's cleaning one of two helicopters. Remember, there was two helicopters that collided that caused his death. This came out 3 months ago before his death. And right here, you see him standing between the two helicopters, and their blades are so close that they are touching. Like it doesn't even make sense to park these two vehicles this close, because they can't take off. They cannot take off. At this point, they would collide. Their blades would smash together. So it's very interesting, very coincidental that he's standing between two helicopters whose blades are touching. And then right here, he's cleaning a number, the number 6. That's a 0. I know this is a screenshot and you might think, oh, is that a 9 or is that an 8? No, it's a 0, 06. Why is this significant? Well, 6 is an occult number, but I think it's even more significant than that. We just saw he's standing between two helicopters. He's cleaning the number 6. Now let's look at some news articles about this crash. It says, what we know about fatal Brazil helicopter crash, singer Oliver Tree among 6 passengers. 6 people died. He's cleaning the number 6, wiping them away maybe. 6 passengers died. Over and over, you see it, 6, 6, 6. And this is what the crash looked like. You see it fell on some cars. It's a car lot for electric cars, but look at the picture on the right. This is on the actual street, and you see that these cars have been burned up. The cars on the left didn't get burned up. I guess that helicopter didn't explode. The one on the right, these cars are scorched. They're burned up. That's going to be significant. Keep that in your mind. Burnt, smashed car. Now, this is one of his albums that came out. There's fire all around him. There's something burning behind him. It looks like, could be a helicopter. I don't know what it is. And there's a pyramid behind him, a triangle behind him, almost letting you know that he is being controlled by the controllers, the Illuminati. A little signal of the Illuminati triangle, and he's surrounded by flames. The back of the CD has everything on fire with the words "Miss You" at the bottom. That's the name of the song or the name of the album. I'm not sure. It makes me think, oh, he's on fire and we're going to miss him. He's going to miss us, right? Because something has happened to him. He actually literally caught on fire in a helicopter crash. Now here's another album cover he had of him being sacrificed. Now it is a mockery of Christ, but he's being sacrificed. So if you look at this with the lenses of trying to decode a message, You could say, well, he's being sacrificed and he's in these flames telling us he misses us. And here we see him inside of a heart made up of junk in a junkyard, but this is wreckage. Before he died, this was his first album that he was putting out that was independent from the music industry. Him wearing white in a crash with the tail of a airplane or a helicopter. Now here's a music video that came out in 2019 where you see a car on fire. Remember, I was telling you, keep that in your mind about the scene, the car on fire, the cars that were on fire when the helicopter crashed. And here he is walking away from the car crash with the one eye symbolism. He has this one eye symbolism the whole music video. His glasses only reveal one eye. And here you see he's on a gurney in surgery. They just did open heart surgery on him. It's like he's predicting his death. He's predicting this accident where he's actually being operated on. It's kind of hard to see, but you see that he's throwing up the OK sign. And look at the address on the door, 1436. Now, I don't want to make a reach here, but he died on 6/14. And we have the numbers 14 and 6 and the number 3. Very interesting. I don't know if it's just pure coincidence, but here he is throwing up the 666 with the one eye symbolism. So a lot of people, I think, look at Oliver Tree and think of him as, oh, he's like, you know, he's such a loving guy and he's like so nice and kind. And he does seem like that. He seems like a fun guy, honestly, but he's not innocent. All right. He's in the club. He's throwing up the 666. He's showing the one eye symbolism. He's got the triangle behind him. He's mocking Christ. We're going to see more. Right after he throws up the 666, he gets hit by this fire truck. There's a lot of death of himself in these music videos, and I don't think that's a coincidence. This was a song called Bury Me Alive, came out in 2020. I had to censor out his chin there because it looks like a part of male anatomy. But look at the lyrics. He's saying, carry me away in a coffin. So again, referring to his death. My vices kick it on a back and 2 rolling dices. Let me get a 6 and a 6 and another 6. That's where the devil lives. Calling up Lucy to get a fix. He's clearly talking about 666, the devil, Lucifer, where he's going to get his fix. A fix is where you feed your addiction. And if you scroll down, it says, bury me alive. Again, another reference to his death. You will see that he's clearly referring to his death over and over, and Satan, and how he's got to get his fix from Lucy. Now here's another video called Hurt in 2018 where he says, my day will come. I gave too much. I sold my soul. I'm waiting for my pay in full. I only want your dying love. I've seen enough. And he's getting zipped up in a body bag. So again, another video where he's showing his death and he's saying that he sold his soul. This is his words. And here he is throwing up the horns. Like I said, he is not innocent. He reminds me of Marilyn Manson in this scene. And he's driving a hearse, throwing up the horns, looking like a witch. A coffin comes out the back and it's him inside the coffin. More references to his death. He actually gets shot and decapitated in the music video. And in this video is where he's nailed to the cross and you see above his head the Ouroboros. This is a Gnostic symbol, a very occult symbol, one of the oldest in the world, where the snake is eating his own tail, and it's talking about death, resurrection, rebirth. It's this Gnostic understanding that when you die, you never really die. Just like the serpent said in the garden, you shall not surely die. It's the phoenix from the ashes. It's the same symbolism. This is an occult symbol. Somebody in here says stretch. I wonder what part is the stretch? That he's showing himself dying over and over? That there's all this symbolism? One eyeball, mocking Christ, Ouroboros, throwing up the 666. Come on, he said he sold his soul. He said, let me roll a 6 and a 6 and a 6. That's where the devil lives. Let me go to Lucy for my fix. Come on. Where's the stretch? Here he is falling to his death. If you can't understand what's in that picture, he's wearing a giant red coat. That's his leg hanging down. He's falling to his death. And here you see him literally falling on top of a car, just like the helicopter that fell on a car. He was in that helicopter that fell on cars. Is this a coincidence? Maybe. But I'm going to show you that it goes beyond just his music videos. It involves somebody else that died as well. And he's got this song called Life Goes On, came out in 2021, where here he is, again, fell to his death from a chandelier. And here everybody's crying over his death. It's a death of him falling to the ground, just like he did in the helicopter accident. Now, somebody else died with him. It says singer Oliver Tree and YouTuber Gaspi both died in helicopter crash in Brazil. So here you see that Oliver died on June 6/14 at 32 years old, and Gaspi died on the same day, June 14th, 32 years old and 23 years old. 32, 23. Go back and look at some old basketball and look at what Michael Jordan's number was. Always, you see these people who are huge celebrities with the number 33, 32, 23. It goes back and forth. Gaspi died at 23. Oliver Tree died at 32. Both on the same day, in the same accident. And I don't know what the significance is that it was Donald Trump's birthday, but it was Donald Trump's birthday. All right, now we're going to look at some other stuff Oliver was talking about. He was showing this video. He made a movie called Mr. Pizza, where he's looking at kids that are drugged up, and this Mr. Pizza guy is offering them candy that's really not candy. As you watch this, it's in Spanish, but the kid goes to the cop and is telling him that somebody is messing with them, and he runs after him and he goes, "You're under arrest for giving kids candy." And he does like these finger quotes about candy. He's saying, "Come on, kid, you're my witness." And the kid grabs the candy. So was he trying to give a message, a warning? Could this be why he was killed? Because he pulled away from the industry, because he started exposing things. Now, I'm saying he's not innocent. That's true. But maybe he started to wake up and said, I got to get out of this thing. I don't know. All I know is that he saw that the industry was screwing him over and he wanted to detach, but maybe he saw some things. I mean, this guy is huge. Millions of followers. So maybe he really did see some stuff. This is what he was posting on his YouTube channel. And I'm going to scroll down and show you some other things, because look at this. Another album cover with a car on fire. Just like what happened when the helicopter fell on the cars. They burst into flames. Now here's Gaspi. Here's the YouTuber that died in the same crash. And when you look at the one of the last videos he put out 11 months ago, that was the next to the last video he put out. You'll see that in this video, he is dead in this gurney in the hospital. Remember, they died on 6/14. So when you look at this video and you go to the marker 14/6, what do you see in that picture? You see a helicopter coming into frame at 14:06. Is this all a coincidence? That's exactly when the helicopter comes into frame.
7, 8, 9.
And then we see a car in flames. This is the same video. Gaspi on the way to the evening. Oliver Tree and Gaspi are showing over and over helicopters, cars on fire, their death. Is this a coincidence? The numbers. He had the numbers on the timestamp, whereas Oliver Tree had the numbers in the background on the address. Now, check this out. Here's a guy dead on the hood of a car, and what does the background say? 6/14, the very date of their death. Look, there's nothing by accident that happens in Hollywood. There's no music video or anything where they just say, just print out a random number, we're going to stick it on the car. No, this is all orchestrated. It's all by design. It's all scripted. There's no way any of this is by accident. So the helicopter comes in the frame, the car is on fire, the guy is dying, he literally dies on the hood of the car, and at the end of the scene, he's laying dead on the car, and what does the front license plate say? Kills 24. Well, 2 and 4 equals 6. Kills 6. What did we see? That 6 people had died in this wreck. 6 people. Kills 6. Kills 6. Is this all just a coincidence? Oliver Tree was dating this chick named Melanie Martinez. Now, when you take the initials MM and you turn those letters M sideways, you get 33. And same with Marilyn Manson. You see this all the time. M and M. MM sideways is 33. That's not a coincidence. It happens all the time on purpose. And she's talking about how, I know you're making the angels giggle. Now, they have not been together in a while, but they still do projects together and stuff. And I just think this picture is very interesting of him causing her to levitate. This is her tour that she's on. Look what it's called. The Sacrifice Tour. Melanie Martinez, Hades, The Sacrifice Tour, starring Circle. If you know anything about the occult, casting circle is how they cast spells. And there's all these teeth. When do you see teeth usually? At a crime scene. They pull the teeth from a person who's been burned up in a helicopter fire to identify them by their dental records. Is this all just coincidence? Or was he literally sacrificed because he was trying to pull away from the industry? Maybe that's why he was trying to pull away from the industry. Maybe he knew this was coming. Maybe he was putting out little secrets in his music to try and cue people in so that we could connect the dots later. Now, this happened with Kobe Bryant. We saw Kobe Bryant. He died on January 26 back in 2020, 6 years ago. And there was also some little predictive programming about his death. Comedy Central had this scene.
It's Kobe Bryant!
Kobe Bryant literally crashed in a helicopter on Comedy Central and it blew up. Then later, he really died in a helicopter crash. And he was also in this commercial for Call of Duty Black Ops where a helicopter gets shot down. There's a helicopter coming down and there's Kobe Bryant. Now, Matthew 16:26 says, "For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?" There's nothing in this world worth losing your own soul over, your own existence. Christ died to give you the gift of everlasting life. All we have to do is believe it and receive it. He's giving us the gift. We're guilty. All of us have committed a crime against his perfect laws of liberty, his perfect laws of love. We all have broken it. We all deserve death because the wages of sin is death. But God sent his own son to die in place for us. Jesus willfully died on the cross for our sins and says, if you will accept what I did, then you can be set free. I pray somebody sees this, has their eyes open. If they're on the fence about Jesus and Christianity, please don't judge God by all the hypocrites that represent him. Don't judge God without first putting him to the test. Read his word. I did it. My eyes were open. I used to be one of the biggest antichrists I knew. I tried to make every believer doubt their faith. I mocked Christ in song and music. I was gothic. I was into the occult and all these things. And once I hit rock bottom, because that road is ultimately a dead end, and it will always come to the end of your rope, I finally read God's word for myself, and it blew my mind. And I put God to the test, and I prayed a specific prayer, and he answered that prayer, and I accepted him, and I've never turned back. And he's been blessing my life. He's been opening up doors for me that I could have never dreamed of. And he can do the same thing for you. He's got big plans for your life. Don't fall for the temptations of the enemy. Don't fall for all the things of this world, all the worldly pleasures, all the sex and the drugs and alcohol and the fame and all this stuff. You watch any interview with a celebrity and you'll find out they're not truly happy. They'll all tell you, I don't have true friends. I don't know who I can trust. Everybody's after me for my money, or I can't even go to the store without 10 people, paparazzi, trying to take pictures of me. I can't even live a normal life anymore. They accepted Satan's offer thinking that they were going to have the best life ever, only to find out that it's the worst life ever. And once you're in it, it's very hard to come out. And Satan has taken a lot of lives through either sacrifice or because once he's used you, he's done with you, he kills you off. So I hope this video made sense. I hope it was eye-opening. I hope that someone watches this and says, you know what? I want to give God a true chance. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Tell me in the comments what you guys think. If you've seen anything else that I didn't cover, and let me know if you think this is all a coincidence, if I'm crazy, or if you see what I see. Subscribe. If you'd like to support this channel, you can do so by going to CandidTruthOrg. We got Venmo, Cashapp, Zelle, PayPal. We even have Patreon, and we got a lot of cool merch. If you would like to buy some t-shirts or hoodies or mugs or whatever, we get a little bit of profit from that. Really helps this ministry. We cannot do this without you guys. We do this full time. It's donation based. We can't exist without your help. And for those of you who are giving to this ministry monthly, thank you so much. We cannot thank you enough. We love you. We thank you. We'll see you next time on Candid Truth.